The Michigan Consumers for Healthcare Coalition is working to address the opportunities that healthcare reform presents and provides a coordinated strategic consumer voice at healthcare policy tables to achieve both immediate and long-term results. Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Laurel Hess and this is Comcast Newsmakers. Joining me now is the Executive Director of Michigan Consumers for Healthcare, Don Hazaert. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, thank you for having me, Laurel.
You had an organization that there was no need for 5 years ago, but now, back in 2011, you formed in sort of a response to the Affordable Care Act being implemented and all the questions that it has now presented.
Yeah, that's right. We're really living through historic times for consumers. We've been debating healthcare reform for over 100 years as a country. So after the passage of the Affordable Care Act here in Michigan, many consumers and consumer groups decided to create an umbrella organization to speak on behalf of consumers going forward. And the idea is to make sure that it's not just insurance companies and big pharma and the hospital association that's making a lot of these policy decisions along with policymakers, but also consumers are represented at the tables and that consumers are helping make these important policy implementation decisions going forward.
So now that it seems the policies have been implemented or are in the process of, even though we're still navigating our way through, what role does your organization have now? What information are you trying to provide, get out there for consumers?
Well, there are many, many policy decisions that still have to be made. The Affordable Care Act will not be entirely unrolled until 2020. That's the last year of rolling out the new law. But we're involved in many projects, and one of the projects we are involved in is creating a statewide navigator agency to assist consumers in getting enrolled. So we're an umbrella organization. We have over 200 member organizations, and we invited all of our member organizations to come together and provide free navigator services throughout the state to consumers who have an interest in getting enrolled but aren't quite sure how to handle that on their own and want assistance.
How would someone gain access to your navigator assistance? Are you, wandering around Michigan, attending public libraries and senior citizens' homes and helping people, or do people have to do this online, or how do you meet face to face to get this information across?
Well, we've established a website to assist consumers who are looking for navigators in their area to help them get enrolled. That's called enrollmichigan.com. So any consumer can go to enrollmichigan.com and find a navigator in their area. In addition to that, navigators also do outreach. So they also go out to the community, they do speaking engagements, they try to explain the new law and new enrollment options that are available to consumers. So there's a number of different ways. So I would suggest to a consumer, go to enrollmichigan.com first, take a look at the navigators that are available in their area. If there's not a navigator available to them locally, there are other assisters available, and all the other assister information is also available at enrollmichigan.com. So there's lots of resources there. There's also a calendar of our events. So if they want to take a look and see if there's an event coming up in their area, absolutely, that's available to them at enrollmichigan.com.
But to be clear, you can't enroll in anything at enrollmichigan.com. You can simply get information about how to enroll when you eventually likely head to healthcare.gov, correct?
That's right. So enrollmichigan.com is where you go to find someone to assist you in getting enrolled at healthcare.gov. So a navigator is essentially there to help you navigate through healthcare.gov. Most Americans should be able to navigate through healthcare.gov on their own, but many Americans can't. Perhaps they've never had insurance before, or perhaps they have certain disabilities or language barriers and they need assistance. So that's what a navigator is there for, to assist those citizens who need assistance.
So if you're finding it overwhelming and need some help, need some questions answered, that's a good first place to go. Thank you so much for joining us today. For more information on today's topic, you can visit enrollmichigan.com. Today's Comcast Newsmaker was Don Hazaert, the Executive Director of the Michigan Consumers for Healthcare.